So as you've seen, it's lain fallow for many years. It is basically a moonscape now. The vast wasteland, a terrible eyesore.
The building of 147, the Durham Freeway, was connected to the urban renewal project, the kind of the renovate, or the kind of, it was basically the housing would be taken down and then new housing was supposed to be built to replace that, and it would be much more, much more proper housing where people, would have much better facilities.
147. That's the only thing I can tell you they did with HATAB, 147, because they didn't replace none of the business. They didn't replace none of their houses. They put Fifth Street Project there, but now Fifth Street Project is gone.
Fayette Place has a history very similar to lots of public housing in this country. It was built a long time ago, and it wasn't well maintained because the federal government over the years has squeezed and squeezed and squeezed the money for maintaining public housing.
In the early 2000s, almost all units at Fayette Place had been vacated due to their deteriorating condition. In 2007, the Durham Housing Authority finalized a deal with the private developer Campus Apartments, selling Fayette Place for the price of $4 million.
Fayette Place was in a lot of disrepair, and also at the time the Housing Authority was strapped for cash, the Durham Housing Authority, which was the owner of Fayette Place. And so when Campus Apartments came along to make an offer for it, they took the offer. Shortly after they bought it, there came the recession, and they weren't able to do anything with the land essentially. And so as you've seen, it's lain fallow for many years, ever since they bought it. The housing there was knocked down, but it is basically a moonscape now. It's a vast wasteland, and that's the situation it's been in for a number of years. It's about 19 acres, and obviously a lot of work would need to be done out there, given the condition of the site and the way it's been left by the private developer, private owner. There's a whole community nearby that's extremely interested in it, churches, neighborhoods, who really feel like that site has been, and rightly so, that site has been a terrible eyesore for years, and they're very anxious for it to get redeveloped in such a way that's beneficial to the communities, to the churches nearby, to neighborhoods nearby, and to people who need affordable housing. So it's a big opportunity. Durham Can is a great local organization. It's a very diverse organization and represents a real good force in Durham. They have made this a priority, which is fantastic. It's great. And so Durham Can has been focused on this property. They had a big rally out there to kind of highlight the fact that this is an eyesore and to urge the Durham Housing Authority to take the action it needs to take to attempt to acquire the property. Durham is experiencing a tremendous period of prosperity, which is wonderful. And, for 85% of us, it's all good. We can take advantage of the DPAC and the ballpark, and we can take advantage of the fabulous restaurants, and all the great things that are happening in Durham now. It's a wonderful thing. But there are 15 or 20% of our people who aren't able to take advantage of that. There are 15,000 families in Durham who are paying more than a third of their income just for housing. That's a tremendous burden, and many of them are poor. So if you're making if you have an income of $30,000 a year and you're paying $10,000 of it for housing, it doesn't leave you much for anything else. And so this is Durham's greatest challenge. We can't stop the market forces. We can't stop the young people coming down here from, I don't know, Brooklyn to start a company, or a Duke student that wants to stay around and do some great thing. We don't want to stop that. But those market forces are reality. But what we can do is affect that at the margins. We can make a difference. We can mitigate the effect of the market forces. And one of the main ways we can do that is to try to leverage the construction of affordable housing. We have some strategies to do it. And one of the main ones is to identify the right pieces of land. So it's a way of attacking the kind of Durham's most important problem, which is the fact that there's a significant number of people in our community who are not sharing in our newfound prosperity, and we need to change that.